Okay, welcome to our week one fantasy matchup analysis, our preview. This is what I was talking about. Here it is. Here are all the matchups. Everybody's starting off the season at 0-0. I am particularly impressed, even though there's 3 new players in the league this year. I'm very impressed by the drafting ability and skill of everybody in this league. So right now at this point, it's anybody's league. It's anybody's season. And I think everybody here has the potential to chase for the championship. So that's a really, really good thing. I'm just going to jump into it. You know, these matchups, we don't really know who's who and what's what. You know, the season starts tomorrow. Philadelphia versus Atlanta. So don't forget to set your lineups. And let's just jump right into this and see where we're at. I'm going to jump into the first spot here, which is Money versus G spot. Yours truly, Gabriel versus Show Me Your TDs, which is Kevin. So I'm going up against Kevin this week, and gotta tell you, in the history of the league, I've never lost a week one, and I'm actually a little bit, I'm a little worried. Kevin, I like your team a lot. You know, I'm not trying to lick your balls or anything like that, but I think you're a really, really strong powerhouse team. But my team's no slouch either. So let's just jump into this and see where we're at and how ESPN is projecting week one. ESPN, just like I said, has us projected at 134 to 133. So as you know, those projections, they don't mean a whole lot, like in terms of points, but when you look at the matchup analysis, I think we are very, very close and very, very strong. Let's take the quarterback situations. Cam Newton versus Matt Ryan. Okay, both strong quarterbacks. Matt Ryan didn't have a really good year last year, and Cam Newton started off a little bit slow. So I think Matt Ryan's gonna have a bounce back year this year, and Cam is projected as number 3 overall quarterback this year going into the season. So that's a wash. You got Todd Gurley and Christian McCaffrey versus LaShawn McCoy and Ezekiel Elliott. Again, all powerful running backs. It's a wash. You got Amari Cooper with the revamped Oakland Raiders offense, and you got him going up against Demaryius Thomas. Again, it's a wash. You got Mike Evans, AJ Green, wash. Allen Robinson, Doug Baldwin, wash. Tight end situation, Rudolph versus Ingram, wash. The flex position here, I think you're currently slated a little bit stronger here with Jordy Nelson, but I might make some move here towards as we get closer to Sunday. Then defense-wise, I mean, they're both favorable matchups. Titans going up against Miami, and Panthers going up against Dallas, offense. We don't really know what's going to happen there. Kicker-wise, again, it's a wash. You got Adam Vinatieri versus Chris Boswell. So that's why ESPN is projecting this so close. I think this is going to be a very tight game, and it's going to come down to probably a Monday night situation. So let's move on. Another matchup here. Okay, we got last year's rookie, Justin Jiang, Big Pippin Money Machine, versus this year's rookie to our league, Tom Consiglio, or as we like to call him, Uncle Tom. So let's look at this situation here. Right now, currently, I know Justin just did a trade for Alfred Morris with Ralph Ruda, so that's going to take effect, and that will shake up this roster a little bit potentially. As you may or may not have heard, Jarek McKinnon with San Francisco is hurt and injured, so Alfred Morris and Matt Breida are going to be taking over the running back duties there. So, looking at the quarterback situation, right now ESPN has Justin ranked higher than Uncle Tom's team, by 3 or 4 points. So, barring any changes to lineups coming in, this is the way it looks right now. Quarterback situation, I'd say that Uncle Tom is a favorite there with Drew Brees. Their offense has been humming, going up against Ben Roethlisberger, who is notorious for not being a good quarterback away from home. Okay. Then you got Alvin Kamara and Leonard Fournette, powerhouse running backs versus Lynch, Chris Carson, James Conner. Okay. So, I mean, it's very serviceable. Anything can happen there. From a running back, wide receiver situation, he's smartly got Cobb slotted in there. And then Fitzy, when is Father Time going to catch up with Fitzy? I mean, the guy is old as fuck, but he just keeps catching passes, right? So, Fitzy looks good. But then you got Keenan Allen and Odell Beckham Jr., which is a very formidable powerhouse combo there. going up against the gamble with Josh Gordon. We really don't know what's going to happen there. We don't know. Josh Gordon hasn't played for like 2 years, and so we're going to find out. But if anybody's going to take a gamble, Justin, you're my man. Go ahead and do it. Tight end situation. So Benjamin Watson's over in New Orleans, but I think Zach Ertz has a much favorable matchup there. And then on the flex position, you got Johnson from Detroit versus Deshaun Jackson from Tampa Bay. And then you got Ravens D versus Buffalo, which is a very strong matchup, versus Vikings D, going up against a resurgent San Francisco 49er offense. So I think ESPN projections are right here, even though we don't know what's going to happen. And Justin does look like the favorite here. Probably squeak it out by a couple of points. Moving on to our next matchup, let's look at, bring back number 44 and the belt. So our champion from 2 years ago, Angie, so she changed her name to bring back 44. So she's trying to ask for President Obama to come back. And then you've got her going up against Matthew, and Matthew's team name is Atomic Dog Fuck number 45. So we've got Trump hater versus Trump hater here in this matchup here, a matchup of Trump haters. Now taking a look at what ESPN is saying right now at this point, ESPN is actually saying that Matthew's favored by 123 to Angie's 117 points. So taking a look at that, let's take a look at why, and this is barring matchup moves and changes that are going to happen on Sunday, obviously. So you got Derek Carr, Raiders. People don't know what to expect with Derek Carr going forward this year. New year, new coach, or new old coach. And then you got Deshaun Watson. God, I have to go over for that guy. He's just so awesome and amazing. So I would say that the quarterback situation is favored to Mr. Trump hater number 45 here. Situation running back wise, Angie, your running back situation is right now you're looking at Carlos Hyde with Cleveland, and you're looking at Bilal Powell with the New York Jets. They're both serviceable running backs, but then you're going up against Devonta Freeman with Atlanta and Saquon Barkley over at in the New York Giants, and I think the running back situation does favor Matthew in that situation. The running back wide receiver slot, you got Woods going up against Derrick Henry. There's a lot of talk that Derrick Henry is going to lose touches to the Patriots running back who just came in. Robert Woods, serviceable, great wide receiver for the Rams. And then you got wide receiver wise, you got Chris Hogan, who's going to tear it up because that's all New England has. And then you got Adam Thielen with Minnesota to see if he can continue his streak from last year, versus Pierre Garçon with San Francisco and Stephon Diggs. So right here, it's a battle of Minnesota wide receivers going up against each other. From a tight end perspective, you got powerhouses of tight ends there. Travis Kelce versus Jimmy Graham. So I mean, all in all, you're looking at the situation here. I think this is going to be another close matchup. But again, we don't know how the season's going to shake out. And I would have to agree with the ESPN analyst. I think Matthew is slightly favored here. Sorry, Angie, but hey, at least a Trump hater is going to win the match, right? So let's move on to the next matchup, where we've got Stand for the Flag, which is Ralphie. Ralphie's last year's champion and a Trump supporter. So going up against Charlotte, Team Freeman. She hasn't changed her team name yet. But let's take a look at this matchup here. So Ralphie, last year's champion, and Charlotte, a newcomer to the league this year, going up against last year's champion. I'm sorry that you have such a difficult first week matchup here. So let's take a look at what ESPN is saying. And ESPN is projecting this to be really close as well. Ralphie's showing up at 128 points, and Charlotte, your team, is showing up at 126 points. Again, very, very close projections there. And let's see what ESPN is talking about. Quarterback situation. You got Cousins in Minnesota. We don't know if he's acclimated to the Minnesota offense yet, but he's a good quarterback. So eventually he's going to come into his own there. Against Luck, who I think is going to come back as the most improved player. He took last year off, and I think he's going to have a powerful season there. From the running back situation, this is completely a wash. You got Melvin Gordon versus Dalvin Cook versus Jay Ajayi and Kareem Hunt. That's a wash right there. These are all powerhouse running backs. You got Kenyon Drake, last year's second half season, a powerful running back for Miami, going up against Emmanuel Sanders for Denver, which is very, very good slot there. I have to give the edge to Charlotte there. And then you got Brandon Cooks going up against T.Y. Hilton, Corey Davis going up against Devontae Adams. I think these wide receiver slots, they cancel each other out. From a tight end perspective, you got Trey Burton. I think he's going to have a monster season with Chicago. Going up the oldie but goodie, Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed, if he can stay on the field, is a very, very good prolific tight end. So I think that's a cancel there. So we got sleeper Royce Freeman for Denver in the flex spot for Ralphie, and I think he's going to have a monster game and a monster year for Denver versus Marquise Goodwin. Who are they going to throw the ball to over in San Francisco? So he's pretty much their number one wide receiver. So, and then you got a very good New Orleans defense going up against Tampa Bay, and you got the Washington Redskins defense going up against Arizona. Kickers are a wash. I think overall ESPN projections are right. I think this is going to be another close matchup. It's going to be like a couple point victory. But that's just talking to the strength of our league here. I mean, we've got some very, very good players and very, very good teams. Looking at our next matchup, we've got Team Kaiser Soze, which is Gary. Gary's a new addition to the league. He's Matthew's really good friend. Going up against Casey, who me and Julio down by the end zone. So looking at ESPN projections, Casey's a statistician. I mean, she always goes off projections or whatnot. So right now, ESPN projections are showing Casey with a W at 129 and Gary at 125. So again, ESPN's they're scoring these very, very close. But let's take a look at what's going on. You got Aaron Rodgers versus Matthew Stafford. Again, I think that's a wash, especially since Chicago just picked up Khalil Mack, and I think their defense is going to be much improved because of it. You got running back situation. You got Isaiah Crowell. You got David Johnson versus Alex Collins and Joe Mixon. I'd have to say this combo pretty much. I think I would prefer this combo versus this combo here for KC. So, but then you got the wide receiver situation, and you got Devin Funchess, Marvin Jones versus Jarvis Landry, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, and then Tyreek Hill. So I would have to give Casey the edge in the wide receiver category here because of D-Hop and Julio Jones. Tyreek Hill's the powerhouse here, and then we'll see what the other two wide receivers do. Tight end wise, I think it's a wash as well. You got Jack Doyle versus Tyler Eifert. That can go any way. And then in the flex slot, you have Calvin Ridley, who's going to be a great receiver for Atlanta, but not as seasoned as Sammy Watkins with Kansas City. So we're looking at that situation. You got Tyreek Hill or Sammy Watkins. One of them is going to go off, and that's going to give you your points, right? From a defense perspective, you got the Rams defense going up against Oakland. I favor Gary on that. And then kicker-wise, they're kickers. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen there, right? So I do agree with ESPN projections. I think that Casey's going to eke out the win against Gary. Sorry, Gary, that you're joining the league and you're going to get your first W on your first week. You're going to get your first L on your first week, I'm sorry. And the last but not least, we got the Battle of the Besties. We got Robert, go Belichick yourself. I think he's going to change his team name pretty soon. Going up against his bestie, Erica. And Erica's team name is You Can't Cup This Chub. Okay, that was the most creative team name that we've had so far. So I give you props for that, Erica. Let's look at what ESPN projections are saying here. Right now, this is the one where it's got run projection like for Robert showing a lopsided win here against Erica. It's showing ESPN is saying that Robert's going to win 128 to Erica's 110 points. So I don't know. Let's take a look at why ESPN is projecting that. But if that is in fact the case and that does happen, then Erica, you might need to make some roster adjustments and look at what you got going into this next week. But yeah, okay. So quarterback wise, that's a wash to me. Robert's got Russell Wilson and Erica's got Tom Brady. Let's look at the running back situation. Robert's going with Jordan Howard, who's going to carry the rock. He's going in with Jamal Williams of Green Bay. And then Erica's got Deion Lewis and Jonathan Williams. So Jonathan Williams, we don't really know what he's going to do for New Orleans. I think you need to look at that running back slot there. Deion Lewis is going to take carries away from Derrick Henry, so that's a smart play there. In the third slot for running back wide receiver, she's got C.J. Anderson with Carolina. Again, we don't know what C.J. Anderson is going to do with Carolina because they've got Christian McCaffrey. So take a look at that situation. And then you got Golden Tate and Antonio Brown versus Juju and Cooper Kupp. Now, Juju's a number 2 wide receiver. Cooper Kupp is a slot receiver. So, you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? But you got Michael Thomas over here on Robert's side, and Michael Thomas is a starting wide receiver. So pretty much you've got, you know, 2 number 1s and 1 number 2 versus, you know, 2 number 2s, or 1 number 2 and 1 number 3, right? So then you got the tight end situation. Well, obviously Rob Gronkowski favors Charles Clay. Greg Olsen favors Robbie Anderson in that slot if he gets his usage. And then from a defense perspective, that's kind of a wash. You got Jaguars going up against the New York Giants, and then you got Chargers going up against KC, and the kicker situation is a wash as well. So it's all this lopsidedness is happening here in the running back and wide receiver situation there. Okay, so hey, again, you know, anything can happen. You know, you could pull off the upset here, Erica. So, yeah, that's it. Those are our matchups for the week. I'm very excited. I hope to see you all here for week 1 on Sunday. And good luck to everybody, except for you, Kevin, because I'm going to beat your ass. All right.